Well, it's 8:44 again. That seems to be the time lately that I'm doing my videos, and it's been another busy Monday. And I apologize for forgetting to schedule the one that I did yesterday to go up on YouTube at midnight, which is what I try to do uh, each time, and I just totally forgot. That's the last thing I do is I schedule it after all the other stuff is done, and I just simply forgot last night and didn't get it up until between 3 and 3:30. It's okay. All comes out good. And to be quite honest, not I'm feeling a little bit low energy and not greatly inspired. I struggled a little bit to even come up with a topic for the video for tomorrow, which I'm doing right now. And the title that I came up with is one that a topic that has been people have been talking about this. So it's what about this Jesuit Pope is the title. Those of us who are aware of how things have been in the world for a long time, namely a huge conspiracy of the elite against the people, will not tend to be taken in easily by what people in power say, including the Pope. I don't know if that's a right sentence. That's why I paused. Anyway, continuing to read. Further, this Pope is a Jesuit. That makes him even less credible, since we know that the Jesuits have played the darkest role in all in the Roman Church. In fact, the leader of the Jesuit Order is generally referred to as the Black Pope. So for a Jesuit to be the White Pope is a big change. Is he putting on an act, trying to save face for the Church that has been exposed for many crimes, not least of which is a long history of pedophilia? Since taking office, Pope Francis has caught the attention of many with some of his positive pronouncements. Can we believe him? I just want to clarify right off the bat that black and white here do not refer to race. It has nothing to do with race whatsoever. It has to do with the role that they play. The Black Pope is the one that plays the dark role. They're the militant aspect. They're the aspect that the Jesuit schools are the ones that were most involved in pedophilia and even in taking native children and stuff like that, and unspeakable crimes of church and state. And it's the Jesuits that have been involved in the politics of our world. Hence, they're called the Black or the Dark. It's the Dark Pope is the leader of the Jesuits. And I don't know that Pope Francis was actually the leader of the Jesuits. I think there still is a Black Pope. But now they have a Jesuit Pope, and I refer to him as the White Pope since that's the one that's out in the open and has the public persona. And he has made some nice pronouncements, including in July last year, where he basically removed the immunity uh, from he took down the corporate veil and rent it asunder. As of September 1st, nobody is supposed to be able to hide behind the corporate veil anymore. Everybody's made accountable. If that is enforced, that will be amazing. Enforcement is the name of the game, and the proof of the pudding is going to be, is the church, are the Jesuits actually going to bring enforcement of law? Of law. I mean real law, law that says if there's no victim, there's no crime. Common law, that rights are upheld, that people have rights, and human rights are honored, and truth is above all else. Everything is based on truth, telling the truth. If Pope Francis moves in that direction to actually start enforcing the law and stop this crazy admiralty law of militant law and And that is not law. That is bondage. That is a human slavery system. How clean does the Pope need to be? The Pope needs to come out and start allowing the truth to be told. That is a big, big step in the right direction. And not just the Pope. I mean, the Jesuits control a heck of a lot. They're a big part of the Illuminati, the P2 Lodge, and they've been very much involved in a lot of the dark aspects of our world culture and our world history. Uh, they were connected even during the Second World War to the Nazis, and they've been connected to a lot of dark stuff. But so have a lot of other people. So have a lot of other people. And the Catholic Church has been up to its neck and over its head in corruption. The Vatican is one of the most corrupt institutions on the planet. The kingpin, if you will, of the slave trade in the world. I mean, they are the ones that enforce and bring this Roman law stuff in. They have the ability, if they choose to really make amends for all of the corruption and all the dastardly deeds that have been done down through the ages by these people posing as the Society of Jesus. Yeah, right, give me a break. The Jesuits were anything but a Society of Jesus. They were a society of the Antichrist at the very minimum. They were the Antichrist. Not Christian at all, but very dark, very dark. But we are living in a time when things may be changing. I say may. I had a conversation with somebody just earlier, and there's things that I've been promised personally, and other people that I know have had promises made of things that are going to happen. I no longer put any confidence in any promise that anybody makes that's going to be positive. I don't put confidence in it because too many times I've been disappointed. Not just in this lifetime. I suspect I've been disappointed lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, along with many of my brothers and sisters. We've been told that good is coming and the good is withheld. And I look for tangible results, not pie in the sky, not some magical hope of something happening, but something tangible. It has to be measurable at this point. We've gone through enough of the promises, and the promises have not been fulfilled. Yet I still, despite all of that, I still believe that life has a purpose, and that life has meaning, and that ultimately the intent of the Creator in creation is for all of the created beings to be totally fulfilled and to be powerful creators, each in his or her own right, and able to create that which brings joy, that which brings peace, that which brings love and good experience and positive experience, healing our bodies, healing our souls, healing our minds, healing every part of ourselves, and bringing back all of the things. Will the Pope be one of the ones that's brought in? Will the Illuminati and some of the political leaders actually change hats and start telling the truth? That's all it takes, folks. We can redeem every bit of the current society if only people will tell the truth. Truth is what sets us free. Truth is what divides it's what divides people. People that won't tell the truth, people of the lie, they can't be trusted. But those are the people that have held power. Those are the people that have risen to positions of apparent authority, like Pope, like President, like Prime Minister. These are positions where people have notoriously held them and lied to the people, taken advantage. Nothing has been true. Nothing. And that needs to change. And I'm trusting, I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm wanting with all of my heart and soul for 2014 to be a year when it really does turn around, where Pope Francis maybe really is a good guy. Not just says things that are nice, but actually takes action. That's what I talked about in yesterday's video. It's not just being, and it isn't even just saying, it's doing. What are we going to do? Are we going to follow through with what we say? I'm following through with what I said. I'm going to do a video every day, either by myself or in a conversation with somebody else, but a video every day. That's a commitment that I've made. And as long as I'm able to do it, I mean, if something were to happen that I'm not able, well, that's another situation. But it's my intention to fulfill my promise, because promises that are not fulfilled are meaningless. And that's one of the things that I've wrestled with the whole idea of God, because throughout my life I've looked at things in the Bible that I was taught, that God promised this and promised that, and promised that call on me and I will answer and show you great and mighty things that you know not. Ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asks receives, everyone that seeks finds, and to him that knocks the door is opened. Okay, well then open the door. Let me find the fulfillment. Let humanity find it. It's not just me, it's not just my journey. I'm in this with all of you, and we are one, and we need to change this. And yes, it would be wonderful to have a pope that actually starts telling the truth. And that's all it takes to be a Christian, as far as I'm concerned. That's all it takes to be a person of honor and a person of integrity, which is what a Christian should be, or a Muslim should be, or a Jew should be, or a Hindu or a Buddhist should be. A person of integrity, a person who tells the truth, a person who shows compassion. May this Pope be that person. I hope so. I hope so. And I hope others. I'd like to see Obama turn around as a politician. It's not just popes, it's politicians that need to clean up their act and start serving the people instead of the corporations. The corporations are the problem. We need to eliminate completely. Corporations, the way we've known them, must be totally abolished from the face of the earth, because they are not real. They are fictional creations that have been elevated to the point of supremacy and of slave master, so that we become corporations instead of human beings, and we're ruled by corporations that take away all of our human rights because they consider us dead. And the Catholic Church did that. The Cesta V trust that was set up, we were pronounced dead at sea. It was done through the Vatican. It was done through the City of London, and it's enforced primarily by the City of Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia. And these are the terrorist centers on the planet. And will it change? Can it change? I think the Catholic Church could change. I think that there can be repurposed. I think the United States government, as long as it's not a corporation, as a republic being restored, it can be repurposed to do the right thing. Our courts can all be repurposed. Our police, our military, even our companies can be repurposed. But it can't be the corporate structure. That's why I push CVAX, and it's why I support whatever it is that Mr. Sino and the God, Sky, Earth people are doing with the Swiss Indo. I support that because it's the most tangible thing that I'm aware of, and yet it hasn't happened yet and brought forth what is promised. And that needs to happen. That needs to happen as quickly as it can possibly happen. And I hope with all of my heart that the Pope and the President and the prime ministers and the politicians and the people that have played positions of power, that they will actually start doing the right thing. And Do you believe in miracles? Well, I want to believe in miracles. I want to see miracles. I do believe it's possible. I do believe there's a higher potential of it being real than ever before because of the awakening. And I made it through 15 minutes, and I don't think I'm going to go much of any further. I do thank you for listening, and I do ask you to consider and send energy to all the people. When I say energy, I mean love. Send compassion and love to all the people that are in places of influence and places of authority, that they might have their hearts changed and that they might actually find transformation within themselves and become lights in the darkness. Thanks for listening. Namaste.